If you have been arrested, I am sorry to hear that, but it is crucial to not make two very big mistakes after your arrest. After 31 years of defending cases, I see mistakes all the time. I'm going to tell you how to fix these mistakes. Let's start with the first big one. Pretty simple, folks. I will say this till I'm blue in the face, but some of you out there think that after you've been arrested, that talking to the cops is going to be a good thing, that you can talk your way out of it, or maybe you've been intimidated or pressured to talk to them. This is a huge mistake. You will not be able to get your handcuffs off no matter how good of a talker you are. And some of you are very good talkers, but the cops know what they're doing. They have their mind made up. You have handcuffs. You're going to jail. Shut it down, folks. Well, first of all, the stats in Florida are horrible on this. 90% of all arrest cases have some form of communication to the cops that hurts your case. 90%. I don't want you to be that 90%. I don't mean 90% of our cases have confessions. No, that's not true. But I'm saying 90% of them have something you said that makes your case worse and worse and worse. Folks, we just need to shut it down. And I'm gonna give you two solutions on how to shut it down pretty easily. The first solution is just say, officer, I'd like to remain silent. I don't wanna say anything. Any way you wanna say that is fine. But I have a second solution too, which is just as effective as the first solution. And that is, officer, I'd love to talk to you about this, but I'm gonna need an attorney here. Officer, I would request an attorney. Any way you want to request an attorney is fine by me, and it legally works, and they have to shut down. And I know some of you are gonna tell me what I've heard before. John, I don't know any attorneys. The cop took my phone. I'm in handcuffs. I don't have the money to hire an attorney right then and there. What's the point in asking for one? The point in asking for one is that it's like a magical statement that forces the government to shut everything down. It's magic, I'm telling you. So just use that little trick. Maybe they might even let you call an attorney, and that's fine. That rarely happens. But even if they do, I'm just going to tell you, we'll talk about this on another day. We're not going to talk about it right there roadside when we don't know anything about the case. So either one of those things will work. I'd like to remain silent. I'd like to talk to an attorney. Even if you don't have one, even if you can't afford one, so what? You still get to ask for one. And once you request one, eventually they'll have to appoint an attorney for you if you can't afford one. So don't worry about not having one. Don't worry about not being able to afford one. I just want you to ask. And that solves the biggest mistake most people make. That's number one. Number two is a smaller mistake, but I'm seeing a lot more of it, and I need y'all to shut it down. That is social media communications, all right? Very rarely in human history has some big company out there had a bunch of stuff about your life on some hard drive somewhere where the cops can send a letter to Facebook, send a letter to Snapchat, and all of a sudden they get all of your social media stuff. I had a case recently where we had a pretty good case until they subpoenaed her Facebook records, and she had a conversation with maybe 3 close friends, her brother and 2 other friends, confession conversations with a couple close people on Facebook, and that screwed us. They can get these records, and I know some of you are like, oh, it's Snapchat, doesn't it disappear? No, they can go get it. I've had cases where they just go and get the stuff off of Snapchat, and all of a sudden your little snaps that you thought went away, they didn't go away. They're on some hard drive somewhere, and the cops and the government now has them. So second big mistake is sharing on social media. This is an easy fix, folks. Just do your confessing, do your discussing in person, do it in other ways that don't involve these big companies that are recording everything. It's so easy for the cops to just get this stuff. So please, if you just follow these 2 things, you are not going to fall in that 90% category of people that are screwing up their case or making their case worse by saying things or doing things that hurt you later. And also, if anything bad happens to you in Central Florida, this is where I've been defending cases for 31 years, since 1993. Give our office a call. We'd love to help you. If you don't have anything going and you like to accumulate knowledge like I do, I watch a lot of other people's stuff. There's buttons on here. These companies, they're big companies, and they change the buttons all the time, but usually it's a like, it's a subscribe, and by the time you're watching it, I don't know what the button's gonna be. But it's something that could help us out, then please help us out. We could use your help, and we do thank you for watching.